Hello, sir. Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Am
Audible. Please
okay,
carry.
okay, sir. I'm
Yes, sir,
sharing my
audible, audible.
I'm sharing my slides, and anyone please confirm me.
Yes.
Post is visible participant screen. Sir, I'm not. Sir, it's not. This is a problem somewhere. It's not. As, uh, I want to share my slides. I want to share my slides. Post.
There are a couple of participants with their microphone on. So I'll request all those who are having microphone on to kindly mute it, including our organizer, Dr. Sarada also. And then we have other colleagues, if you can unmute so that our presenter can.
Sir, I request Dr. Sarada, Mr. Mahapatra, please. Sir, I am
Yes.
problem for share my screen for the issues. I don't know.
Okay.
I want to share my slides. It's message coming that the host is disable participant screening sharing.
Okay. Just 1 minute. 1 minute, please. Just give me 1 minute.
Actually, Dr. Sanjay, if you can just first open the slide in your
Just now.
system and then do the
It's
slide
fine.
check.
It's fine now. It's fine.
Okay. Fine.
It's fine, all of you.
Yes, yes. Sir, please carry on.
Yes.
Okay.
Please carry on, sir.
Okay. And first of all, thank you for organizing committee for giving me a chance for to speak about the corona pandemic and its impact on the market economy. And thank you, organizing committee, NC College Odisha, and Professor Malik, Professor Mahapatra, Professor Sahu, and a special thank to Dr. Sarada Mahapatra, academic head, and inviting me to a nice discussion. And yesterday speaker, Professor Himlal, Dr. Priti Ranjan, and Dr. Siva. And the today's topic of discussion is COVID-19 and its impact on the market economy. And all of you know that the COVID pandemic is affected not only for the developing country but also developed and underdeveloped countries also, means irrespective of caste, sex, religion, everything. And we are impacted by the COVID-19. And this is my outline of my presentation. Firstly, I will go to the background of the COVID-19, then how it will affect on the Indian market, and focus on the especially in Odisha, and focus on the Odisha economy, how and the various sectors of Odisha economy affected by the COVID-19 situation, and what are the challenges that is the after the COVID, post-COVID, and what are the opportunities for the government and individual perspective, and what are the challenges to take this. And COVID-19, as all of you know that this is the scenario that everyone is affected and the life of people is uncertain, especially in the formal as well as informal sectors, and informal sector is affected much, and some people are lost their job, and and as the market is already dumped, and the supply chain management is already in trouble, and people from the glass to top to bottom, they are affected by the this pandemic. And as for the data, this data changes time to time, second to second, because this affected is now it's the peak time the affected of the COVID-19 situation, and the total country as of now, 13 countries about is affected, and irrespective of developing. As of, I think developed country just like US is affected much, and it's not coronavirus. It's not looking up to the what is the development, what is developing, and what is the country situation after that. And the total confirmed case is 6.42 million as of now, and the death cases also 3.83 lakh. If we talk about Indian economy, and it affected much because we are the second largest populated country in the whole world next to China. So it is obvious that, and we are infected, and the situation is now very big, and the thousands and 20, I think 227,000 total confirmed case, and total death around 6,348 around. And my analysis and the prediction, India will be in peak position in the 21st of June to 21st of July because, and as per the WHO estimate, and the corona is actually activated after the 21 days because mainly the 1st June is the lockdown is disrupted nowadays, and it will affected much in the 21st of June to 25th of July. India will be in a peak position, and it starts declining after the 1st week of August. This is the prediction, and it is the prediction because if you go to the theory of productivity, national productivity, and in the total productivity, the increasing returns will happen, and then the peak, the bottoms, and then it will be decreasing returns. It starts, and every increasing returns having a decreasing trends. So, in my prediction, it starts declining the 1st of August. So, what are the situation, and before going to detail about what are the affected sectors of India, and this is a brief view of the total share of GDP on the various sector side, and this data is reflected from the figures 2018-19, the previous. This is the source is RBI and the Handbook of Statistics of Indian Economy, and see, the agriculture, forest, and fishing sector. Why I am telling this component because, and in this slide you will able to know what are the sector is contributed Indian economy much, and this and how it affected badly by the COVID-19 situation. And agriculture, forest, mining is 16%, and but the most of the people, around 50% of the people engaged in this sector, but 60% contribution to the GDP, and the industry sector is 22%. And if you go to the main sector, contributing sector, that is industry, manufacturing, service sector, and hotel and transport, communication, and services sectors, as well as financial, real estate, constructions, that provides a major component in the GDP sector. So that sector is much affected in the particularly in this corona pandemic. So, and yesterday we have some participant question about this, sir, can we stop the product of the China? So this is, and the answer was very nice that it is a political drama, and as well as I will add something, and most of the sectors. So in the, if you go through this point, and COVID-19 and its impact on various sectors of India in relation to China, means what are the sector linkages with China, and we cannot stop our export-import policy to directly to the China. First, we have to create our infrastructure so that we can self-dependence, so that and we'll go to the one by one sector so that you can able to understand and what are the dependency ratio India, China especially. And firstly, we'll go to the automobile and auto sector. The impact would depend on the extent of their business with China. The shutdown in China has prohibited import of various components affecting both Indian auto manufacturers and auto component industry. And especially, however, current level of inventory seems to be sufficient for Indian industry. And in case of a shutdown, China persists, it is expected to result 8 to 10% around, I think, to 12%. The contraction in the Indian auto manufacturing in 2020, China is a dominant in the battery supply chain also, and it accounts for around 3/4 of battery manufacturing capacity. That means the production India is imported from the China is and we are not because that is a barren and because this is a luxurious commodity people sustain for the life for the necessary goods, but the automobile industry is very down. And secondly, we'll go for the pharma industry. So India is one of the top formulation drug exporter in the world. The domestic pharma industry relies heavily on import of bulk drugs, active pharmaceutical ingredients, and APIs, and the intermediates that gives medicine for their therapeutic value. India imported around 24,900 crore worth of bulk drugs in financial 1920, and accounting for the approximately 40% of the overall domestic consumption, with India's FDI import from China averaging almost 70% of its consumption by value importer and at the risk of supply disruption and unexpected price movement. For mainly critical antibiotic and antitherapy dependency on import from China is close to 100%. And this API require large capacity of formation of boilers, and ESP Chinese manufacturer giving an upper hand to Chinese manufacturer delivering and tracking of consignment are still uncertain within in China, whether inward or outward. And the third sector is the chemical sectors. And we are discussing and how India, China, and business relations and how it's affected by the COVID pandemic, and should we stop China product or not? And after this discussion completely, we will able to know what is the dependency ratio between the countries. And India, in case of the chemicals, India are heavily dependent on import of several raw materials, including chemical and intermediates from China. Delayed shipment from China due to COVID pandemic, a spike in the raw material prices are affecting in the dry stock industry, and especially in Gujarat, especially nearly 20% of the production has been impacted due to the disruption of raw material supply. China is a major supplier of especially chemicals for textiles, especially indigo required for denim, and the businessmen in India is likely to get affected, and the people are securing their supplies. However, it is also an opportunity since US and EU will try and diversify their markets and mitigate China's risk. Some of this business can be diverted to India if taken advantages of. Nowadays, people the industrialists think for India is the next choice after the China. They are start to moving from the China to India. They're thinking that India is a large consumption country, so it's better to start in the farm in place of India, irrespective of China. And in the third sector is the electronics. Especially China is a major supplier. China is a king. China is a major supplier both the final product as well as the raw material used in the electronic industry, especially. India's electronic industry is fearing supply of disruption, production, reduction, impact on the product prices due to heavily dependence on electronic components supplied directly and indirectly under local manufacturing. The spread of coronavirus could be pushed down the sale of top electronic companies and smartphone makers, which are major suppliers to India. India is the most imported. India imported major products, especially in the especially from China. That is because the dependency ratio of electronic products, not only India but also rest of the world, is dependent upon the China, because all the manufacturing hub, and if you say any product, most of the product will say made in China. Means that means so most of the product manufacturing and the share of the manufacturing industry is much more higher than any countries in the world. Solar power. Solar power project developer in India continue to source solar modules from China. Modules accounts for nearly 60% of the solar project total costs. Chinese companies dominate the Indian solar component markets, supplying about 80% of the solar cells and modules each year, given their competitive pricing. See, See the situation. And the Chinese vendors have intimated Indian developers about delaying happening in the production, quality check, transport of components due to outbreak of COVID-19. As a result, Indian developers have started facing shortfall of raw materials needed in solar panels and limited stocks. So, and this is the situation that affected various sectors, and we'll go for the another sector, that is IT, information technology. China have adversely impacted the revenue and the growth of domestic IT companies. Operating out of China, IT companies are heavily dependent on manpower and are not able to operate due to the restriction in the moment of people arriving from lockdown and quarantine issues. Consequently, they are not able to complete and or deliver the existing product in time, and are also declining in new projects also. Further, the global customers for Indian IT companies in China have started looking for other service providers. They're thinking the alternative location, other service provider, alternate locations such as Malaysia and Vietnam also. And next is shipping. If you talk about the shipping, there have been complaints of shipping delays between India and China. There are serious concerns regarding the overall earning of Indian shipping companies in the first quarter of 2022. There has been a sharp drop in the dry bulk cargo movement since third week of January as the shutdown in China, and has meant the ship cannot enter Chinese air. So that is also they lost the revenue. And tourism and aviation. Tourism aviation sector is affected a lot especially in Corona pandemic. The aviation sector has also been impacted by the spread of coronavirus. The outbreak has forced domestic carriers to cancel and temporarily suspend their flights operating from India to China, Hong Kong. Carriers such as Indigo and Air India have halted operations to China. The temporary suspension of flight to China now started, and I think internationally it's not started, and domestically we have started now. The Hong Kong would be lead to domestic carriers missing out of the gross revenue targets. So we lost much in this particular sector. And last sector and the most important sector is textile. Many garment or textile factories in China have halted operation owing to the outbreak of coronavirus, adversely affecting export to fabric, yarn, and other raw material from China, from India. Sir. The discussion is expected to slow down cotton yarn export by the 50%, leading to severe impact on the spinning mills in India, especially in the Gujarat, Surat. And due to this shutdown in the flow of goods and hence revenue, textile units may be hampered in making annual interest and repayment to the financial institution, thereby defaulting their use. This will also adversely impact the demand from cotton farmers who were already witnessed and this corona pandemic. And it may be mentioned that India already has a price disadvantages against a country like Vietnam, Pakistan, Indonesia, which have duty-free access to China for export of cotton yarn. On the other hand, coronavirus issue in China unfold a big opportunity for all of those industries where China is a major exporter. The data, the fact I have spoken about, this is the source in Economic Times. And after this, looking to the connection with the India and China, and everyone, the one question arises in mind: will India be able to stop business relation with China in this particular pandemic time, or in forever? If yes, your answer is yes, then think for alternatives, because the dependency ratio is very high, and for various sectors that depend on China, because we both are in the when our globalization liberation started in 1991, our market is open. We are imported some products and exported some products. If we stop import, and they will stop export, so automatically automatically we should think for the alternative. And before going to stop, and we should stop our consumption also. If we go through the personal point of view, we are fond of Chinese products. So first we have to stop our consumptions and we should think our alternatives so that we'll be able to think the alternatives. This is the particular right time. I think I will say Corona pandemic is the blessing for the investor, for the policymaker to think about. And we'll go for what are the major industry affected. N number of affected, we have quoted so many, I think 1 to 5, 10 industries, but much industry affected lots. Larsen Turbo, Bharat Forge, Ultratech Cements, Grasim, Aditya Birla, Bhel, Tata Motors. This is affected a lot, and some industries temporarily shut down and suspended the services, even if regular employees as well as some unregular informal labors. So all this industry we are talking about, they are temporarily services, temporarily suspended their services, and even they have started some unit. They cut down the salary of the employees, even if they are in the payroll. So that means this affected not only in the informal economy, but also the pandemic affected the regular employees also. And some organization is 50% cut down, some organization 20%. It will depend upon the monopoly of this organization. And this is the situation. And according to chief economist IMF Gita Gopinath, the crisis is very large. This crisis is like no other crisis, and there is a substantial uncertainty about its impact on people's life and livelihood also. This makes the Great Lockdown the worst recession since the Great Depression, and far worse than the global financial crisis of 2008. So there are the situation is very unpredictable situation now. We don't know when our economy will revive. But some of the projections, this is projection, the data you're showing, IMF both projections, and this is only projected data. We are not surety because in this particular time period, we only predict something. And in this situation, and this is the red color signal 2020, and this is the blue color is 2021. So, and see, US growth is a negative 5.9%. This is a prediction. And next year it will be recovered because it's a developed economy, and they can recover also. And Euro is area is minus 7.5. Brazil minus. And next year it will be going to 2.9 positively. And in case of India, India is still positive. And if you talk about this situation and the particular various agencies forecast for Indian economy, and other agencies say India about India, World Bank say it is 1.5 to 2.8. World 1.6. Economist Intelligence Unit saying that growth rate will be 2.1, and Modi is 2.5, SBI 2.6, and some development bank 4.